The last ending.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, world.
Hello, universe.
Well, hi, everybody.
Hello, universe. How are you today?
Hello.
I know. It's going to be a wild ride.
Me
We
and Kindred
have
are, like,
a full house.
Doing things on the bottom.
Yeah, it's all those things.
Can't do it.
Yeah. All right. So, welcome to session 99 of Game of Santos. During our week, thanks, Parrish. So many gorgeous people in one place, he says, should be illegal. It probably is in certain countries. I don't think states has a problem, but some countries, currently
We get pinched.
yeah, exactly.
There's never two pretty best friends.
Ooh.
What are you on right now? I just don't.
Water.
A chair.
Just water.
Just
Water.
water that comes out of a shaker that came out of a big glass bottle.
As we all take a drink of our drinks.
Yeah, everyone.
Surprisingly, it is just water.
I mean, I trust you. I believe you that it's just water.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I don't-
Power of hydration.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Gotta
need
believe
to
in
start
it.
drinking a lot more water. So I'm trying to
Hydration.
like, more of these.
This episode brought to you by hydration. Don't forget to hydrate. It's important.
Lucid.
Brought to you by water.
Brought to you by water. Brought to you by H2O.
So we're sponsored by the planet.
Yes, I mean, we live
Mhm.
here,
It is
so
We are sponsored by the planet.
yeah, totally sponsored by
Yeah.
the planet.
Ooh, let's do a
Definitely.
game session where we're all the Captain Planet people.
It's
Ooh.
funny, I made a Planeteers joke the other night, too, so...
Yeah.
Like, this is, I
100%
think it's
did.
destiny.
Yeah, nope. Why were we talking about the planet, Captain
I
Planet?
don't- No.
We talked about a lot of
Bucket of
stuff
water.
yesterday. It was all over the place. I was like, we tried to do a little bit of like in order, but it just was like.
It kind of meandered, but I think
Yeah.
we touched everything that we wanted to touch.
Wow.
our hands were all over.
With consent.
Ooh,
Wow.
Oily.
with consent.
Wow, with consent.
Important.
Crabgrass, big crabgrass of consent. Aw, thanks for the follow.
Excuse me while I call the police.
The police. The police.
Me while I kiss the sky.
All right. Well, I don't know what I was gonna say. Well, thank you. Thank you
Red.
for the subscription as
Whoa.
well.
The Prime
Yeah.
sub.
Prime
Yo.
Yay. Much appreciated. Well,
I think that signals that I need to make more like slightly risque jokes.
that was kind of like it did seem like it was, because of that. So maybe we just need to be slightly more heathen. No, I don't want to put that on us because we are already on the borderline of
Nope.
heathenry all the time as it is. Most of
It's
these
too
fools.
late.
So
Yeah.
Damage is done. It's too late.
Yep.
What have I
Debauchery.
done? I've been a sweet, innocent little angel. I have no idea what you're talking about.
well,
Well,
Okay,
you're
Jack,
being
listen,
full of
no,
shit
no.
right now.
Oof.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, and we'll just.
You have pants on tonight?
Oh, right.
Keep that.
Thank you. That was.
Wow, that was flexible. I'm impressed.
There are
I have no
first things happening today.
firsts. A lot of firsts.
All-
Right. So All right. Well, I guess on that note, we'll just go ahead and get started. We'll just go ahead.
Aaron can only blush so much.
I can, and unfortunately, with my setup right now, it is extremely visible how much
Yep.
that blush goes. So, okay. Well, let's see. Where did we leave off on all sorts of fun things?
Jesus.
That's just kind of how we roll here. We just. Okay.
You know that
So-
time we were gaming and things happen?
Right. Oh, this is good. Okay.
Last time.
Last
on Game
time.
of Santos.
Dum, dum, dum.
Sonder killed a couple.
Yeah.
No.
So, that's how we're gonna start this.
Aaron
is
and
song.
Laz.
Song.
Aaron and Laz.
Taryn and Laz.
The story will live
may
on.
may they rest in their arrow-filled pieces.
Now they
Um,
can be together forever in the afterlife.
Hopefully. Wow. We'll never. Oh, I guess we'll have to find out. Okay, so
They
the
worship different
ass-
gods. They went to different planes.
Oh no!
Probably did.
Oh, no.
They didn't. That was the one thing they did not count on, is they both had different fates, and so thus went.
It's going
I'll
to be okay.
I'll see.
Tonight we will baptize you, and we can be together in the afterlife. Just meet me in the Hall of Sages. We have a thing that we have to do later on.
Yeah.
We'll all be
So
fine.
well, to get to that,
Oh, sorry.
the Brigade of Eight, after having dismantled a ritual that was going on to shield the school or obfuscate the school from outside sources, shield it from the assault that is going on in Silvery Moon, you guys basically obliterated them with the help of a dinosaur riding soul that crashed through the window in a very dramatic sort of way. A couple of key lightning bolts done by Renan to help fry them, and Iskra keeping them at bay with the powers of wind at her disposal. You guys had thus also captured two of them alive for the moment. Had questioned them as to where Amaranth could be found, where she, those, I can't remember what all the questions were. That was the one that stuck in my head the most. It was like, where was she? Like, what was her room? And when the answers weren't given, Kindred slit one of the prisoners' throats, leaving the guard alive, and under threat of death was told to continue or keep on telling the story of Taryn and Laz that had just fallen.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that they had bound him and gagged him and put him in a broom closet to be found later. His fate to be decided. After which, or during this time, I guess, Sonder and Galil had kind of chased one of the guards down the stairwell into the lower dungeons, but after he had evaded them, the two had kind of decided to join it back up again to try and take the Fang, the airship that is currently in the courtyard of the Vault of Sages. As you guys had left to do that, Galil was called, so to speak, to those dungeons. Something about them just needed his attention. But the party moved on. They traversed to the other side of the school, sneaking around and avoiding the patrols of the Thayan guards as they came across them. They gathered their gear and then went to the airship on the other side. En route, the giant flying dinosaur that Sol had summoned fell prey to the white dragon and its rider. As you guys had kind of seen that through the steam-covered windows. But it apparently had dispatched your dinosaur as you guys had then reached the airship, plotting to try and fast talk your way on the ship with a bound and beaten kindred. And it was at that point that you realized that Galil and Finn were no longer with you, that they had left or snuck away at some point. To which we had left off with Galil being led down the stairs by a somewhat sturdier looking Amaranth, as she had confronted him about the call of the pool and that she knew his fate as well as he did. So, starting off for the evening, we will cut to Iskra at the moment and the rest of the gang as they are standing in the hallways just outside the open porch area that has the ramp that leads up into the airship, the Fang. What are you guys doing?
You said that's when we had noticed that Galil was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Without Galil, do we want to go on with this? I just looked at everybody.
I don't know why he keeps on running off. This happens all the time. In the woods, the ship, the cities, now.
His instinct has been right in the past. He found me in Salvador.
Does he have the spice murmur on?
No, he took it off.
I don't remember.
We had to use mine in order to communicate. But
He's worried that Amaranth tampered with it. I don't think he's using his.
I trust him.
Try it.
Do we think Galil's in his right mind?
He was acting weird when we were heading back up the stairs. There was a darkness following us and creeping as we went up. He seemed distracted, but he assured me it was fine. I guess.
Should go back for him. We shouldn't leave anyone behind.
In this place. I
What
agree.
about the airship?
As
the
much
ship will be
sneaking
there.
as we did to get here, I could still try to persuade them if you all want to go ahead. Kindred, if you stay with and help make it more convincing.
There is a chance that maybe we can gain them as temporary allies against Amaranth.
That's
my
true.
thought.
I know what she's capable of. The thought of him alone with her, I don't like it. But y'all want to try to? I mean, it would be better to have an airship firing at her than us.
I think
Well-
we need to make a decision quickly.
Yeah.
Let's have you two head to the airship, and the rest of us, we can go find Galil.
We shouldn't split up even more. Let's just all stick together now. But we could do the airship route if y'all want to.
I trust that Galil knows what he's doing.
He's done it before and he's still alive. So
Yes.
shall we continue on with the plan?
We'll try
Do
to make it
we
quick then.
do we have a way to some type of magic or ability that can try to find him here while we are on the ship and then
Not as long as divination's still down.
I think I know where he went, so as long as we are quick, we can head back down to the third floor of the dungeon once we're done.
Okay. So airship it is.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everyone, just follow my lead.
Will do.
All
Try to
this
get
will
into
be my first
character.
time appearing as myself, so how should I present myself, or maybe not even? I just stay back.
No, we need you on the airship, but
We can say that we found you.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to know like who's in this entire castle. They don't know who's all in our party.
Yeah, let's not explain it unless they ask.
And with all the chaos going on right now, I don't think they really care.
Okay. We will, as you've put it before, we will go by ear and with wing.
Okay. So, moving up to the door and taking a deep breath. Iskra, you push the doors open and reveal the outer courtyard that you have been to, I guess, just the day before. Or was it earlier this day? I think it was-
Both, I
Oh,
think.
actually, it was earlier this day.
Oh, it
it's so-
was.
yeah, it was because this is like now,
Yes.
nightfall of that day. So as you open up, you see that the area outside has still like about maybe an inch to half an inch of snow on the ground everywhere around the airship as you guys approach. The ship, you see that the guards that were down there at the bottom of the plank have moved apparently, or are no longer there. You find yourself in an empty courtyard, the gangplank leading up to the ship.
Oh, well, I guess we just proceed up the gangplank then.
Okay. So what is the marching order here?
I'll be behind Iskra.
Behind
Yeah,
Iskra?
I'll,
I'll be
I
behind
will-
Kindred.
yeah, I need somebody to be holding Kindred.
All
I
right.
can
I'll
do
hold
that.
Kindred.
All right. So
I'll be behind Eloquin.
I'll be as close to the back as I can get.
Okay. Cool.
I think I might be last all the way in the back just because you may not be able to see through me run on.
Because he's a big boy. Well, the plank is about almost like 10 feet wide, so there's a good little space to go up like 2 by 2 as you go up that direction. Getting to the top of the onto the deck itself, you can see that the guards that had been on the other side are on the other side of the ship itself. About 60 feet across is how, about 60 feet on the other side, and they're all kind of peering over into the courtyard of this area. And they're like peering over the rails and kind of talking to each other.
I got a quick message, everyone. Like, should we just attack them? They're
Hmm.
Can we make it on? So they're on the other side of the ship.
Yes, there
So we
are
could-
there are currently there are 3 guards and then or 3 more guard-looking types, and then there are 3 of like the sailor types, more with like plain clothes, not really.
I have learned that it is better to catch what you want with sweet things like honey instead of with fists or like with knives.
okay. Original plan.
We'll hit the plan B if we fail.
Let's
Yeah.
just keep walking in and just try to get onto the
Beans
ship
attack.
without speaking first.
I,
Alright.
I move on to the deck of the ship.
Okay. So you move onto the deck, and at first they don't really seem to be paying much attention, as their attention seems to be on the whatever's on the other side of the ship on the ground.
Alright.
But you can see them kind
we
of
saw
just
the
like
dragon.
peering.
We saw
I
the
think-
dragon fly away, right? It's on its way back to the city.
You had heard it, yes. You didn't see it, but you heard it.
I think
Okay.
that they'll get suspicious if I don't announce myself. So I'm gonna call out to them. It's soldiers, I say.
Immediately, the guards kind of turn, hands to their weapons, but then upon seeing you, they kind of like relax a little, but their hands are still there. What are you doing here?
Amaranth betrays us. My former Lady Trelana admitted as much, and I pointed her dramatically.
We're like,
Ooh.
Make a deception check.
All right, dice don't fail me now. All right, 20.
Nice.
Nice.
You believe everything.
Not
Get those
natural,
Yeah.
unnatural.
Dice emotes on chat for that.
Right? Yeah, good thing we have that for those things exactly. Okay, so you see the guard that kind of moving forward a little bit. His eyes kind of narrow. Oh, what do you mean Amaranth has betrayed us? What does she do?
She's mad. She said that she had a vision that Gabriel, Lord Frostborn, was a danger to the Empire. She's chosen to move against him. She asked Trelana to use me and our budding friendship to get close to him and catch him unaware. When I refused, they trapped us in the Vault of Sages and began their other plan. Gabriel's going to die valiantly fighting rebels.
I Spice Murmur, don't forget about flying dinosaur bird.
Oh my
They
God.
used the attendants to try to sabotage the ship too. I saw them heading your way.
we should have used them to kill you instead. As I'm like glaring at Iskra.
And to think I followed you for so long.
I like.
Make another deception check with advantage, because holy moly, that's really good.
That was good.
I pull those restraints tighter, like to.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good thing that I had advantage, because that's an 18.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
The first roll was a 2 though, so like
Perfect.
I see through your shit.
You see the guard looking, kind of like looks over at Kindred and is like, look what Gabriel was right. He knew there was something fishy going on here in this fucking place. He like takes his weapon out, and starts walking over towards you guys.
I pull him closer, like towards me. Just
He's like, so what do you suggest we do then? We can bring in, I can call for, Lord Gabriel. And I can bring him back here if we need to.
I think that's best. We don't know what she may have told the rest of the Empire. They might already believe her lies.
He spits. Pff. When I joined this gang, I didn't think that this empire filled with filthy witches was going to be any good news for us or her lordship, the Queen of the Dragons.
How high up
What?
are we in the airship?
You're on the top deck.
No, like how far is it floating?
It-
It is like only a couple of feet from. It's kind of the way it sits on the the lowest part goes down below the edges of the courtyard, like patio thing. So it kind of sits almost resting against this patio. So like if you were on the top deck and fell onto the patio, it would probably be like 20 feet. But if you were to fall from the other side, it would be closer to like 40 or so.
The side that the guards are on,
Correct.
and the other two guards, they're still at the edge looking over.
They're standing behind this guard that is talking to you guys and just kind of watching.
Okay.
The other two sailors that were on the ship are like paying attention to you guys as well now. They're not looking at whatever they had been looking at before. But yeah, so the guard comes a little closer. He's like, all right. Digs it.
He's on the dragon. Why would you want to bring him?
He takes out the whistle, like a little whistle, and like blows into it, but no sound.
When he does that, can I cast deafness on him? Like, try to yank my hands free and then cast deafness on him.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. I'm just going with whatever I can think of.
I think we need all the help we can get against Amaranth. So, dragon help for now.
If dragon's on our side, yes.
So then you like hold my binds and like keep me from doing it, Aliquin?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
then.
They're not like super rough, but I'm like, no.
Just kidding.
Time to beat some wizard heads. But you hear
I'm missing all the good parts.
you see him blow on the whistle, but no sound comes out. And he like puts it away into his shirt. He's like, we got a place down below where we're gonna put creatures like him or her. I'm looking at Kindred. Putting creatures like her.
I'm going to walk forward a little bit and talk to him. We have a companion who is still trapped below with Amaranth. We must be swift, and if we can help in any way to save him.
Well, if you want to go back in there, then that's on you. Right now, we have our own problems to work with. Half the crew's upstairs trying to get the ship moving again. I guess that wizard bitch wound up sabotaging the airship. Can't seem to get it unstuck at the moment.
We're too late. She's devilish.
Can I walk over to the edge to see what they were looking at?
Soul.
Yeah, T.
You what? I'm sorry, Aliquin?
I'm gonna walk over to the edge to see what they were looking at down there. Just
Sure.
Sabotaged.
Well, you walk over to the edge to where they were looking over the side, and you can see the guards are still kind of they're not at ease with you guys yet, but they can let you kind of move past. And you can see in the courtyard between the airship, or in that open area, there is like flattened trees and bushes as if something large had trampled and torn up the ground itself. The snow is mixed with earth and dirt, and there are pieces of like red splattered snow, but there is no body. It is just, there's a couple of sprays of red and like torn earth. You can tell that there had been a struggle or something. One of the sailors looks at where you're looking at, is like,
yes, there was some flying creature that the dragon just took down. But then they started fighting, and then the creature just disappeared. It took a couple of chunks off the dragon, though.
That's cool. Nice.
That's wow.
Never seen anything like it in my life.
Amaranth is
Sorry.
truly clever. Who knows what other tricks she may have up her sleeve?
Yeah.
Summoning dragons and creatures that can take chunks out of dragons.
Well, the dragon was ours, but
Well,
yeah.
whatever else was flying with the dragon, that's some really crazy magic, though.
Normally, Lord Winnoth's pretty good at keeping things at bay. I think this one kind of took him by surprise a little bit.
So do we hear the dragon approaching yet?
No. You don't hear anything at the moment. But you can make a perception check.
I will do so.
Am I nearby where that conversation is happening?
Make a
What's the
perception check.
Okay.
14.
At the moment, Alcuin's the only one who moved across, and he's like about 50 to or so feet away from you.
Oh, I really hope. Okay. Oh, 16.
16. You can hear that the conversation's going on, but like the exact what was said.
Yeah.
But you can see that Alcuin and one of the grumpy-looking sailors.
You're looking over the edge.
Yeah,
stuff.
they're kind of like having a conversation or whatever. All right. So
Is there anywhere we can put this mage?
Yeah.
the
we need to put
the
them
main
down
soldier
somewhere.
like he's like,
That's what I said. We got a place downstairs just for those type of creatures.
Let's take her down before she comes up with some crazy magic and kills us all.
I'd like to see her try.
he like
Oh,
he kind of like takes the handle of his sword and kind of flips it so that the flat ends kind of like you know he kind of does that. He's just kind of just being like, bring it.
yeah. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, follow me. Lord Gabriel should be back in a minute. Usually the dragon's pretty good about hearing that call.
And so he takes or leads you, the other two guards, kind of move in to go to either side of Kindred's body, as you're being taken downstairs. So, what was the perception check, Kindred?
14.
14. Now, at the moment, you don't hear any dragon or anything coming this direction. There are no flapping wing beats, and at the moment, you can't see anything into the city. You just hear the distant shouts and screams, occasional trumpet sounds, an occasional dull thud of something exploding. You can see that there is there is now a smoky haze that is rising from the direction of the city, and it is lit from beneath with oranges, and the occasional flash, and you can hear a crackle of lightning. And there's definitely crazy things going on in the city, but at the moment, dragon-wise, you don't catch anything.
If nothing else, this should give our allies in the city a little bit of relief.
So, Sonder, it's only you leading me down with the guard in front and then two to our side, right?
No. So everyone is going. I'm assuming everyone is going downstairs. Who else? Who is not trying to go downstairs?
Mm,
I'm sticking with the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll stay with the crew.
All right. So I'm assuming. Yeah, because I was saying.
I
I'm
guess I
assuming,
could.
Go ahead.
I guess I could stay on deck in case he comes back.
That
but...
is up. That is up to you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right.
All right. So
That'd be good.
Iskra,
That's a
you're
good idea.
staying on deck. Iskra on deck. Alcuin.
I'll stay with this crew.
Okay. Soul.
I'm still looking at all the
Craziness.
craziness. Yeah.
Okay. Soul.
I'm following Kindred and the rest.
And Sonder. Renan.
I'll stay on deck.
Okay. So it's
Anything to stay outdoors. Duh.
Yeah. Duh. Sonder, Soul, Kindred, then, or Sonder and Soul, you are escorted going down there with the guards as they go down below the deck. Iskra, Alcuin, and Renan stay up on the deck, kind of waiting for Lord Gabriel's arrival.
Yeah. I turn to Soul and say, "You're a big guy. Could you help me with the other side?" Grab her arm.
Of course.
The guards are currently in the process of grabbing. They have her.
Oh,
on
they
each
have her
arm.
already.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have her on each arm. or
Okay.
have
Okay.
an arm like, yeah, 2 hands per arm kind of thing. Okay. On that note, we cut to the lower areas of the Vault of Sages as Galil is following Amaranth as she continues down the steps. You can see as she walks that she has like I said, she still has her bone staff and she still walks with it, but her back is not nearly as hunched forward. She's still kind of tall, stands a little weak down, but doesn't look nearly as much as as intense as she had been.
Crepid form.
Yeah, exactly. She motions for you to get closer, just like she continues to walk down one floor, the second floor, the third floor, leading you down to where her office is, or her study.
And I'm hearing all the voices during all this.
The voices.
You
You
know,
just hear there's just like
the noises I've been hearing.
the noise. There is not so much a noise now as it's just like your heart beating faster. And just like there's a pull to it, Pull, like pull to you being going. The more further down you go, the more like excited you are. Let's see here. As you do,
She's like, so, child of the moon, when did you first hear your calling?
Not that long ago. It just started happening one day.
So, you too have the sight. Or at least, the potential for the sight.
But why me?
Sometimes, the gods have their own wills for the fates of mortals. It is up to us to decide which direction we go with it. I was not born into this life. I chose this.
she reaches the door, and you realize that the entire time that you've gone, she has been alone. There has been no attendant that you have seen so far. And in fact, you get to the doorway where you had escorted Kindred to go and get her surgery, the removal. And in that time, you see no guards that are in front of the door, like normally there had been. She kind of waves a hand in front of the door, and it opens. You can see the darkness of the dungeon beyond. She gestures to it with a pointed, clawed hand.
After you, child.
I step in as
Go.
Finn follows me.
Yeah. She waits for you and Finn to enter before walking through herself and closing the door after you. Continues to walk through the dungeon, and you see in this area there's a little bit of like running water there's like almost like a underground spring, that there's like this little stream that kind of flows along through the dungeon, and you guys pass the room that had led into hold on, change this real quick. That had led into where that surgery chamber was at. She leads you past it, and you remember how the last time you had come through here, there had been several of those like cells, right, that you had passed. And you could see creature or eyes that were kind of staring back at you. And you see those still. That they kind of some of those dark cells you don't see anything. There's just darkness inside of it, and some of them you still see those eyes. And then you see that some of the cells are open. And the doors like open, and you know, it doesn't look like there had been any sort of struggle or anything, but the doors had been locked before and now open, some of them. She continues to lead you deeper into the dungeon, kind of curving to the left and then to the right again.
Where exactly are you taking me?
Oh, don't you feel it? Don't you sense it? You are close to your destiny. You are going to my sanctum, child. A place that not many above have seen. At least not since I moved it here.
She continues to walk with you through these like open cave areas, and you realize that this area, as much as it's still like a dungeony, cavey experience, it doesn't look naturally formed. The walls and tunnels themselves look smooth, as if they had been carved from the earth itself. And she leads you into another chamber, another area where there are more cages. And you can see that in these cages, pressed up against the bars, are these. They look almost like hobgoblins in their form and their physique. They have their pinkish skin, but they have these long nails that just look wild and ravaged. And aside from that, they appear to be missing eyes. They just stare blankly. There's these like hollowless sockets, and they just kind of hold on to the bars and just kind of move back and forth. They looked crazed and wild. Their bodies emaciated, I think is the right word. Just like, yeah, the skin clinging to bony rib cages, torn clothing down below, and you can just see them barely in the shadows as the light of the torches that are in the center of this room kind of just extending enough light to see the bars themselves. And so it's completely horrifying of a scenario that you see there. You come around a corner into this wider open space, and you can see there's a small alcove that has a portcullis. Do you know what a portcullis is? It's like almost like a gate that you can see through.
Yeah.
So it's got that, but it's hanging open currently, and it's got the stakes pointing downwards. And on the other side of that portcullis, you can see that there are curtains that are drawn just on the other side, and they kind of hang off to each side. These really rich purple velvety curtains, these heavy curtains that hang to either side. And against the wall, you can see there are piles of books and a desk. And on the desk itself, there are more devices kind of similar to the ones you had seen in her study. Test tubes and small little potion bottles. There's a little cabinet that's also filled with various glass jars that have small, fleshy looking things inside. And to the left of all of these things is a large pool of water. And the pool itself is surrounded with what looks like bones of various large creatures. Some of them look like rib cages that just kind of jut out in these jagged points. Just different. It's almost like a bone pile that kind of surrounds like a kiddie pool, like a horrifyingly hellish kiddie pool. But the pool itself is probably a good. Let's see, where did I put it? The pool itself is probably a good 10 feet wide. And there's just like this calmness to the liquidy surface. And you see the light coming from the various torches. There in the area, she leads you under the portcullis and into this sanctum of hers. Make a perception check.
Natural 20. So 26.
Dang. All right. As you, let's see here. We'll go with this on the side. You hear them coming up from behind you. You hear like what sounds like something somewhat large slithering on the ground as it moves towards you. You just hear like this dragging of like a body across stone.
Master, who have you brought to us?
There's and you kind of turn and you see these two snake-like bodies moving and undulating towards you from the shadows of the darkness. Snakes that have human torsos above. And they just kind of slither out. And you see that there are these two females that kind of have very small amounts of covering on their bodies, mostly snake. But you see them kind of like gripping these ridiculously long-fingered hands together as they slide up closer to you. And it is very off-putting. I mean, as much as I would say that they're mostly human in nature, they still have like reptilian skin and reptilian eyes as they finally move closer to you out from the night, out into the light from the darkness.
Yes, what is this? Is he for us to play with? Can we do our work? He looks like this one would be perfect for experimentation.
And you're just like, nope.
Nope. I'm out.
Amaranth just kind of smiles like,
No, this one, he is not going to be one of your toys. I have brought him here for my own reasons. Go. You have other things to deal with.
one of the snakes looks still at you, while the other one moves closer to Amaranth.
But Master, there are words that there are insurgents moving below in the catacombs and sewers of the city. Shall we not prepare for their arrival?
And Amaranth shakes her head. No. Just stay in the shadows. I have work to attend to. Do not bother me. And the two snakes kind of slither slowly in circles around you, their bodies kind of overlapping each other in this little tight little dance, they just kind of look you up and down, and finally they slither off back into back the direction that you came. Amaranth shakes her head, just like,
Do not mind them. They are just eager to serve.
So your little playthings, huh?
We have mutual interests, them and I. You, however, you have a destiny to fulfill. Go into the pool with you.
What do you get out of it if I do this?
she kind of considers it for a moment and smiles.
I would not ask anything more. Just that you keep in mind that it was I who opened your eyes.
I still don't trust you, but
You have
I just
no
can't.
You have no reason to.
as I look at the pool,
Mhm.
all I can think of is everyone from the GUR,
Mhm.
me growing up with them, me meeting Mortimer and growing up with him training me, meeting up with everyone on the team, all the adventures leading up to it as I'm slowly walking into the pool.
Stop. You must remove your clothes. We don't wish to defile the purest of souls.
Nah, just your eyes.
I start stripping.
Oh my god.
I
Like,
have
normally
Finn
I
guard
get
my
paid for
clothes.
this.
Wow.
I have Finn guard my clothes and items.
This.
Finn,
Do a performance check and maybe we can turn Amaranth into an ally too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, careful though.
Oh, God.
You do
The
this.
roll for seduce.
Transform it, boy.
Do this badly enough, and she like, instantly becomes hostile towards you.
Oh God.
No. Never
Be
mind.
real careful. There's some scaly bits that
Oh no.
I'm gonna start turning the pool into wine if that leads to that.
Oh man, he just gonna get crunk. Okay, so
Join me.
so as you start removing your clothing,
My attire.
your attire, you find
'Cause,
yourself
classy.
yeah, very classy. Finn kind of like stands over your things and just kind of has his head down, and the feathers are all floofed on his neck. And you walk over. Amaranth like has moved over to her desk, and while she kind of watches you, she's also not. She's kind of giving you kind of a semblance of privacy as you get undressed and head up to the pool.
I'm pretty sure she has true sight and is able to see all this. So
I mean, she has to still look in that direction, you know. Okay, so as you step up and into the pool, or step up to the edges of the pool, there's these little stone steps that lead up to it. Go ahead and make another perception check for me.
16 plus 6.
Okay.
Nice.
You walk up, and as you get to the edges of the pool, you see with like the wet stone, and as you move your feet up, you realize that the wetness kind of just sticks to your feet in like little tendrils as you move up the steps.
Ew,
It's not quite the water that you thought it was. And you
All I
realize
can
now
think of is I'm finally getting a bath in this place.
you get to the edges of the pool, and you look. As you're looking at it, you realize that this is not water. This is whatever was in that bowl that she had in her study. This is just a whole lot of that. And as you stick your first foot in to that lower step, it's like sticking your foot into the equivalent of like hand sanitizer. It's not quite liquid, but it's not quite jelly. And your foot just goes right below the surface, and it's warm. It's very warm. You take your first step, and then your next step is your slowly descend into the pool, and it kind of goes up to your thighs and up to your waist, and where it touches your body, it almost looks like it's like, instead of when you step in liquid, it kind of goes downwards. This is almost going up against your body, almost as if it has like a little bit of an ooze-ness to it that kind of like climbs up your body as you go and submerge to at least you get to the bottom of the pool, and it's up to just past your belly button, like lower part of your chest. You turn back around, and now you're standing in the center of the pool. You turn back around, and you can see Amaranth there at the edge. Just like,
Go on. Submerge yourself.
If I feel pain, I'm gonna instantly use radiant consumption.
are you telling her this, or you're telling me?
I'm telling you,
Oh, okay. I was like,
DM.
okay. So far, it
I'm
doesn't
just
hurt.
going down.
It just feels like you're in wet soup,
Ugh.
or warm
Do
soup.
I see like SpaghettiOs? everywhere?
No! Yes, this is actually just a large vat of SpaghettiOs that you are currently in. Okay. So what are you doing?
Amaranth's true identity as Chef Boyardee is revealed.
she uses it for divination, and it always spells out ooh.
I submerge.
You submerge. Slowly, you kind of like, okay, here you go, and you just kind of fall and let yourself sink down beneath the thick, liquidy surface of the pool. And with that, we're going to switch back over to the other side. Let's see here. So, back at the on the airship. Let's see here. Let me switch this. Where is That's okay. We'll go with this. That's fine. All right. So, you, Kindred, Sonder, and Soul, you guys are led towards the lower decks. You go from the top deck to the second, to the third, to the fourth.
How wide are the hallways?
They're about 6 or so feet across.
Okay. And do we see anyone else on our way down there?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, you
Like,
pass several like sailors. It's enough space where I'd say it's not like to pass somebody in the hallway. It's not like you're gonna have to like squeeze past them, but it is cramped quarters. But you do pass a couple of other more armored personnel, and then you see some that look like more general, like crew members kind of style. But so far, you've encountered probably like 5 or 6 total, counting the 3 that you are with. But they
Okay.
seem to be leading you down towards the holds of the ship. So, what are you guys doing?
So, waiting till we get to the very bottom deck, and it's like a jail cell down there. You said?
No, I said they were just taking you down to the hold, or where it would appear like on the reclaimer. You know how the hold is on the bottom deck. They seem to be taking you to something similar. They're not really sure where they're taking you.
Okay. So waiting till they take us to the very bottom level, and looking like we're kind of enough away from anyone else, and it's just us. Because the main one's still in front of me, right? And then 2 right to my side.
Yes, there are 2, one on each side of you, and they're both holding onto your arms.
Okay. So once we get down to bottom level, and what I think would be enough away from someone, I want to cast blindness on the main one, and at the same time I want to try to like shove one of the others to free myself from him.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead.
As he does that, I'm going to assist on the shove.
Well, first things first, he has to try and do the spell first. So make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, it's just vocal.
It's just vocal.
Yeah, that's why I did that one.
Okay.
Triple.
All right. Let me switch. Okay, this is gonna get a little more interesting than this music. So.
Yeah. So he'll have to make a Constitution 17 saving throw.
Okay. Let's go with. Pulling up their stats real quick. Okay, so as you say the words to for the spell, the one of the ones that's right next to you instantly gut punches you. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, so he is going to, as he like goes in to gut punch you, you kind of hold on enough. Yeah, you don't really dodge it. It still hits you, but you like flex enough to where it doesn't cause any damage. But he still punches you. And the other one is gonna kick you on the back of the leg to push you down on the ground. He's like, no, none of that. So I like you all guys to roll initiative.
Oh.
Even those upstairs.
I was gonna go for like a surprise attack because we had planned this in our head.
Anything
Well,
else
you
go
planned this in your. When did you when did you have a chance to plan this?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
In
do
the
that.
chat.
Okay, you guys can't use chat to make plans.
We don't use the
Right.
chat to make
Oh.
plans. We're talking
That-
about
There's like a whole thing.
Chef Boyardee
It's
thing.
considered
Yeah.
metagaming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
guys, shut up. Shut
Oh. Well, while we were going down the stairs, we were like planning out. Well, okay, but yeah, that's fine.
All right, so, I would say as they are knocking Kindred to the ground, Sonder, you do get to make you would get to make a move. You see them what they're doing, but it's not like they were not expecting some sort of trouble. They were on high alert with carrying a prisoner to the thing. What they weren't expecting is you to do something along those lines. So let's see here. Okay. As we get this set up, Iskra, Alequin, Renan, what are you guys doing up there?
Awaiting.
Um,
All right.
am I? So that same guard. Oh no. So that same guard that I was talking to. So Master Frostborn is able to ride the dragon. That must be very. He must be a very powerful person and brave to do that.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't expecting you to talk to me.
Oh, hi.
No,
Fine,
that's okay.
guard.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just getting the encounter thing set up real quick. Where's Soul? There he is.
I'm gonna look up into the sky and be a little bit nervous that like so far so good, but
Right. Okay.
who knows, right? So
Okie dokie. Kindred, what'd you get?
19.
19. All right, Sonder.
I got these 6.
Okay. Soul.
Let me do that.
My rolls have been really crappy.
Better rub the giant light dice for good luck.
18.
18. All right, good job. All right, so
it had the hypnotic quality, that dice light.
yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's nice at night.
It must be.
Alrighty, so oh no, this is gonna take forever. Okay. I grabbed the wrong thing. It's fine. So, Soul, what are you? Soul, Sonder, what are you doing?
I'm going to. I want to shove the one to the right.
You're gonna. All right. So you're just shove them against the wall.
I'm gonna try to like trip them, like prone them.
Okay. So you're trying to knock them prone, not shove
Yep.
them. Okay. Because shoving is just moving them back, like pushing them back a couple.
I'm gonna knock them prone. Yeah.
Two. Okay. So that is going to be your. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Okay. Nice. 21.
21. Versus theirs. All right, it's gonna be. That's gonna be 20, just barely. As the one that is like kicking kicking Kindred down to one leg, and kind of like restraining one arm, trying to keep her from moving. His attention's so focused on Kindred that you're able to kind of trip his feet out from under him, and he lands on his back. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and just place this. And where's my marker? Since I wasn't expecting, I should have expected. That's okay.
No, I'm better.
I just not in the. I had the upper deck ready, just not a lower deck.
You
With
know
our
better.
group, our group does crazy stuff.
On the daily.
On the daily. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and
Map Gimmet.
Yep.
His little map, or his little camera spider is super cute.
The camera spider, yeah.
Good.
So this guy's gonna
Oh,
be on
like
the
some
ground.
sort of like grippy thingy that.
Yeah.
It, like
It's like a tripod, basically.
Cool.
That allows me to do magical things. Come on. Start video. There we go.
nice.
And then over here. All right. So, adjust the legs so that you can. Whoa! That would not.
Nosedive.
Yeah, right. There's. So, there we go. All right. So we have Sonder here, the prone guard. This you can't. I mean, this is Sonder. Sonder. God damn it, Kindred.
Good.
Soul.
Okay.
And then the two other guards there.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to try and use my dagger to cut the ropes on Kindred's hands.
Okay. So, all right. Go ahead and make a. Just go ahead and roll your damage dice.
Okay. Nice. 10.
10. Okay. You start cutting through the rope. You got a couple of them cut. You have like just a little bit. It's not all the way loose, but it's basically gonna be fine. Soul, you're first up. What are you doing?
What are you doing? This is surprising. And so you already cut the bonds for Kindred?
He's starting to.
Or
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
Oh, I do not want to do this, but I am sorry, and I cast Entangle. It's a radius of 20 feet, so I'm
Okay.
trying to do it in the spot where it gets the guards and not us.
All right. So up here. Just kind of do it on this side. You can grab these two guards that they are on the front side of where Kindred is at currently.
Okay.
All right. Let me grab a different color. All right. So we'll say that this area here, goes in that. So that general vicinity there is going to be the hallway itself. The wood planking just starts to lift and crackle and come up and start be almost like the wood planks themselves become alive as they start wrapping themselves around the two guards there. It almost looks like the whole hallway from top, bottom, and the sides just like becomes this like massive amount of strands of wood that just kind of start moving and wiggling in the area. All
So
right,
they have to make a strength saving throw.
strength saving throw. All right. That's going to be a 6 on those two. Oh, well,
No,
one of them
hell
is
no.
a 6 and the other one is a 19.
Okay, so 19 ones passed.
So the one directly
Onyx.
in front is restrained.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Was that ends your turn?
Yes, and then that area becomes difficult terrain.
Okay. Kindred, it is now your turn.
Okay. So did I feel my blind take effect or did it not go off?
It didn't go off.
Okay, is the spell slot still wasted on it?
I would say you didn't even get that far. As soon as you started trying to talk, that's when they kind of started punching at you.
Okay. So then I would like to finish what I started. Cast blindness on the non-restrained one.
Okay. And it's a con save.
It's con 17.
That would be a 21 on his Constitution.
Okay. So then, as bonus action, can I kind of like help Sandra and like
Sure.
pull my
Yeah.
bonds apart?
Well, you can see it's just down to the last little wire.
Good
So,
strengths.
yeah. You're able to do that as you spit out the word that causes the man to go blind. He kind of like starts wiping at his eyes, like gets just angry.
And then I just want to pull out my dagger and be ready.
All right. That is now going to be his turn as he takes the weapon out. It's like, bloody traitor, and he like goes to try and stab. Go and try and stab you, Kindred, since you're the closest. The first one is going to be a 12 to hit, and the
Miss.
second one is going to be a 24 to hit.
All right. It hits.
All right, so that's going to be 6 points of slashing damage as he like stabs at you with his cutlass, and then that first one, like it just catches some of the vines, and it's like he's swinging through dense jungle. He just starts swinging at you, and finally one of those strikes does catch.
Doesn't do damage, but it depletes my ward.
Okay.
You said 6,
so
right?
yeah, 6.
Yep.
So it slashes through that ward that you had protecting yourself, and you can see it just like dissipate into little strands of magic around you. The next one is going to be the guy that's restrained right now. Is there a saving throw for that, for what he needs to do?
Yeah, on his turn, he can make a strength check.
Okay. Well, other than that, he is restrained, correct?
Correct.
Let's see how this works. I don't remember. I'm restrained, I always forget. It's different.
They have to use their action to make a strength check.
Okay, they can't move anywhere. And so he's going to try, and with Kindred there, he's still going to try and hit him, but he's doing it at disadvantage.
Attack rolls, yeah. Disadvantage. Nice.
So the first one is going to be a 15, and then the second one is going to be another 15.
Both miss.
You see those swords as they're like the cutlass like cuts and slices towards you, cutting parts of the wood planks away in the process. You're still able to kind of pull back just enough as it like does those like whizzes right by your face. That brings up to the guy that's on the ground. He's going to get up as he's standing right next to you. He's going to attack at freaking Sonder, since he was the one who kicked him. That would be a 13 on the first attack and a 23 on the second.
23 hits.
Right. So that is going to be 7 points of slashing damage as he slices at you. As he like gets up, he does those like wild swipe, and you're able to kind of spin and block, kind of move the momentum around, but he winds up coming back and hitting you with it as on the backswing. All right. So that brings it up to your turn.
Sandra's turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to attack him with my dagger.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. 13 to hit.
13 misses. He parries it with
then-
his sword.
I'll attack again. And then a 19 to hit.
And the 19 to hit, 19 hits.
19 hits. Okay. That is 6 damage.
All right, 6 points of damage. 6 points of damage. Nice job. As he like starts turning into a scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where like dagger and cutlass like exchange blows. All right, that brings us to the top of the round with Soul.
Oh, I still have a
Oh,
unarmed strike
all right, go for
that
it.
I'd like to do. I'm switching dice. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
19? to hit?
19? All right. So that does hit, yes.
Okay, and then that's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points? Perfect.
That'll be my turn.
All right. 8 points of damage. It's like the sword swipes go back and forth. It's like each strike goes in and like is either blocked or kind of catches some. He's looking like he's starting to get hurt. And he's kind of fighting in these close quarters. Soul, what are you're up next? What are you doing?
The sword strike actually scared the crap out of me just now.
I'm going to attack the one that's restrained with a whip.
All right. So
I'm going to keep my distance. It's got a 10-foot reach.
All right.
And then this is also going to apply a sneak attack if I hit.
Okay.
Does a 9 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay.
The well, he is restrained, so you do attack at advantage, I believe.
Oh, I think that's right.
Yes, attack rolls against the creature have advantage, so
Okay.
he is restrained. So you strike it again.
22.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. So this is going to be 1d4. So that's 5, and then sneak attack. It's going to be 2d6. Yeah.
All right.
– 12 total damage.
12 damage. All right, awesome. As he is restrained. The whip goes flying past Kindred's face. It's just like, as you kind of had just finished dodging one of the attacks, the whip like cracks, and you can see it strike at the guy that's just on the like to your side, like smacks him right in the face. You see part of his cheek is just like flayed where the attack hit. Yeah, that hurt a lot. He just kind of screams out in pain. All right, Kindred, it is actually your turn now. Soul, was that it? That's all you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay. So unrestrained, even if I cast a spell on him, that would still be an advantage?
Attack rolls. Attack rolls on him.
Okay. So they like a spell attack.
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
As long as it's an attack roll on him.
Yes. So seeing him down, I will cast Firebolt on him.
All right, you are standing right next to him.
Yeah.
The one that was just attacked. So it'd be it'd be a straight roll then, because it's at disadvantage firing off a ranged spell. You're doing a ranged spell, and he's right next to you.
Okay, so then that's what I was wondering then. So then I won't do that. I will. I have 2 daggers, so if I stab him, I can reach him without being in the entanglement, right? Since he's right next to me.
Yeah, since he's right next to you. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll do swing at him with the dagger.
Okay.
And that is 18 to hit.
18 hits. That's with advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Damage is I got 3.
Perfect.
And then second attack 24.
You get you have 2 physical attack.
Yeah,
actions?
I have 2 weapon attack, or 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
So
So then the second attack is just the straight damage roll without the modifier.
5.
All right. All right. So as you move, you kind of do the quick jabs with your daggers, dodging around the like floating tendrils of wood that are just like pulling and grabbing at this guy. You get some good hits in, and you can see that there's now a good amount of blood that seems to be coming down from his body as he looks pretty bad.
And that'll be my turn. Or
Alright.
can I wedge myself in behind that guy that is with Sonder?
So right
Or
now
is he?
there's like one guy on each side of you, and then there's this guy that's
Okay.
like right in front. So
I don't
you
know.
could
Maybe he was up a little bit more. So
Yeah,
that's
no.
fine then. I'll end right there.
All right. So that brings it up to this guy's turn. He's gonna move as he's moved in closer. If they end their turn it's just difficult terrain, right? It doesn't snag
Yeah.
them. It just is that first moment that it snags them.
Right.
Okay. So then he's gonna make his 2 attacks on Kindred. The first one is a 7.
Miss.
And the second one is actually a 7 as well. So both of them, as he's like trying to swipe at you, he just keeps catching the wood planks instead. He's getting really frustrated. The guy that is currently restrained, he is going to use his action to go ahead and try and pull the pieces off of him. The strength check is, what is it? The DC
It's
for
a
that?
17.
17 for his strength is going to be nope, that is a 14. So he's like pulling, you can see him pull off some of the strands, but as soon as he pulls off some of these strands, more strands to like seem to tie at him instead. So that's going to end his turn. The one that is right next to you, Kindred, is now going to try and do another attack on one on Sonder and then one on Kindred. The one on Sonder is going to be a 11 to hit. I'm switching dice. The one on Kindred is going to be an 18 to hit.
Oh, damn.
That hits. Barely.
That's going to be a.
I think you need to go back to the other dice.
That is going to be a six slashing damage as he like swings wide towards Sonder, and Sonder like does one of those like Matrix ducks where it's like right across his face, and then that continued attack winds up catching Kindred as he was in the process of like doing the other jabs and attacks, kind of catches you on your back, Kindred.
It's reduced by. God damn it.
All right, so Sonder, it's your turn.
It's reduced by 6.
It's reduced by 6
Yes.
using.
Earthen Ward.
Okay, we'll have to have a conversation about that afterwards. But yes, okay, so reduced by 6, so then you don't take those 6 damage because that's what it was 6 damage. Sonder, what are you doing?
I'm going to. I'm going to move into the space in front of Soul,
Okay.
and then I'm going to hit the guy in front of me with my staff.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right, go ahead and make an attack. roll.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
17 hits. Okay.
Yep.
That is 8 damage.
All right.
And then we'll do another hit with the dice. It's 24 to hit.
That also hits.
And 5 damage.
All right, 5
And
damage.
then an unarmed strike.
All right, so as that you hit that,
Oh.
do like the 1,
No.
2 with the staff. That second one kind of cracks his skull like sideways. You hear that little cracking noise as his body just kind of spins over and falls to the ground.
Okay.
So you knocked this guy out.
And then I'll do a Superman punch towards the guy in front of him.
Nice.
And that is
Using your movement going forward.
that's
Alright.
perfect. 26 to hit,
That also hits.
and that's going to be 8 damage. And that'll be my turn.
Awesome. All right, so that ends your turn. Soul, it's now your turn.
I'm going to slide up behind Sonder,
Okay.
and then I'm going to whip attack the one Sonder's attacking,
Nice.
the one in front of him.
Okay. Since you are attacking through an ally, it is going to be at disadvantage.
Sonder, duck. No.
Right? I got it.
Wait, is Sonder the one standing in front of the restrained one, or the other one?
This is
I'm the
Kindred.
blue one in the
Kindred
back.
is in front of the one that's restrained. Saunders the one. Either way, you're still having to try and do a whip attack through an ally.
Okay. Shoot. Then...
Guidance. Oh.
Okay.
Kindred, you're up next.
Nah, that's a 7. Oh, yeah. So even if I roll, if it gets any lower, so it won't hit.
All right, so you're gonna try and still do the attack then.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was it. So I tried hitting with the whip, and I rolled a 7.
Right. So instead of hitting the enemy, the whip kind of wraps itself around one of Kindred's arms as you fling it out in that direction. It doesn't do any damage, but it still kind of like tangles up in Kindred for the moment as he's like, what's happening? kind of thing. All right, so that ends your turn?
Yeah.
So, all right. So next up we have Kindred. What are you doing?
So am I like unfree now?
You are free now, yes.
Okay. I'll do the same thing. Dagger swipe on the restrained one.
Alrighty.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
I think this is my first crit.
Are you on a physical melee weapon? Yeah, probably ever. In 99 sessions.
Right. Okay. So
All
damage
the
on
blood.
that, it's doubled, so I got a 2, so 4. It'll be 5 damage.
5 is exactly the hit points he had left. How would you like to do this?
Yes.
I just want to slit his throat.
Yay. All the blood.
Imagine
The
that.
Kindred special.
Cherry blossom blood in the air.
Just like you see him as he kind of moves forward, trying to get free from the thing, and he like brings his cutlass to go towards you, and you in one of those like anime style like just kind of dodge it, and he's just like, ugh, and the line of red appears on his throat. All right. Well,
And then for my second attack, can I try to go for the other guy?
yes.
Okay, but that's one's not at advantage, it's just regular.
Right.
Okay. A 1.
That's
Okay.
funny. Both ends of the spectrum.
As you try and move to make the attack, one of the little tendrils that is floating there and pulled off from the floor kind of like gets in the way, and it like barely blocks it from hitting, and kind of wraps around you. So now you have like whip around one arm, and oh, you know what? Actually, that would be whenever the whip goes off, and it kind of pulls your arm short from the attack. All right.
So then, just using all my movement if need be, can I swing around him to flank him since the other guy's dead now?
Yes. Yeah, I can. Definitely, you can do that.
Okay, and that'll be my go.
All right. It is now that pirate's turn. And he is going to go ahead and make his attack towards you. And he's gonna like stab forward and then swing it back at Kindred. So first attack goes to Sonder for a 19.
19 does not hit.
And then the second attack that goes back towards Kindred is going to be a 19 also.
That
Wow.
hits.
Oh, that's okay. It's only 5 points of slashing damage.
Reduced by 2.
Okay. So 4.
3.
3. Sorry, just kidding. All right. Nice. So that ends his turn. So it's now Saunders' turn.
I'm going to crack him on the head with my staff.
All right, go for it.
We're 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And let's do a 5 damage. Hit him again
All right.
for 26 to hit.
That also hits.
And that's a 7 points damage.
All right. We'll just
And
say
then on
go ahead.
start. 22 to hit.
like freaking Darth Maul over here, then jab upwards. Yeah.
7 points of damage.
All right. Sure enough. That's what I figured. All right. So you two, how would you like to do this?
Let's do it together. I'm gonna jump up on top of his head, on his shoulders, and then grab his neck and like pull back as Kindred stabs into his neck
Wow.
and slices down.
Wow.
Mortal Kombat death KO.
What wild animals you guys are.
Ripping his face off of his jaw.
Okay. Okay.
Oh God.
What is happening?
No, just
What
kidding.
is
I'm just
happening?
kidding. That's-
Wow.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Your
for the mo-
alignment has changed.
Yeah, no joke. All right. So for
I will break his. I'll break his neck.
Okay, so for the moment, as the quick as the encounter was, it comes to a close. And you guys are now standing there, in the hallway, the 3 dead guards around you, and you can hear footsteps like from moving quickly in the floor above you, as they are moving towards the steps.
Down towards us.
Sonder, message the others and let them know what's up with your, because you have your spice armor in, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to grab that whistle the main guy blew, and I just look anywhere, just find a hiding spot, just shove the bodies.
All right, make a perception check real quick.
Perception is
And I'll let the others know through Spice Murmur
14.
Okay.
that we've begun.
All right, Sonder. Go ahead, Iskra. What were you gonna say?
Shit. Oh, okay.
All right. All right. So as you get that notification, you could you had felt like you had heard something. Renan, Alcuin, Iskra kind of heard something that like some commotion come from down the stairs.
Did the guards hear?
You just heard the ones that the people that were up here. They kind of like started looking around, like they had heard something, but not really sure what it was.
I'm gonna lay on the floor and look dead, like 10 feet away from the rest,
As I'm
towards
trying to
where they're
drag
at.
bodies away.
And Saunders just like on the other side, just like falls over on the ground.
Yeah.
Renan,
How? Oh,
go ahead. What were you gonna say, Soul?
okay. So I was gonna say, I do not think this was a wise decision to do. I did not know you were planning on attacking them. Do you have a way to clean up the blood smell? If dragon is on the way, this would not be good.
Like, what do you think I'm trying to do? Is I'm just like pulling a body like to stash it somewhere near.
Renan.
Find anything?
Yeah, there's a
lot of
couple of
blood
doors
smell
that are
everywhere.
here in this area.
So yeah, just try
Alright.
to shove them all. But taking that whistle.
Okay, dig for you find the whistle that's around his neck and take it for yourself. Renan, you hear with your passive perception
Or
the sound of flapping heavy
Fuck.
wing beats
fuck.
coming from the city. Iskra and currently you have no idea what is happening other than, the last you heard was the plan was tell Lord Gabriel and everything was going on. So now you know, looks like the dragon's coming.
Renan's not even going to look in a direction. He's just going to glance, like shifting his eyes upward. It's here. It's on its way.
And with that, we're going to go on break.
No.
So, before anything else crazy happens, we will be back in a couple of minutes as we go to the restroom and try and figure out what exactly is going to happen next. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a little bit. Bye. Well, not bye. See you in a minute. All right. We are back. And ready for whatever is going to happen next. So, at the moment, we have Renan has just sensed and heard the coming of the large beast, the large dragon, looking up into the night sky, facing the city in a very dramatic pose.
I did not.
It's coming. It's here. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean.
Winter is coming, literally.
Winter's coming.
Very Lord of the Rings, the two
Yeah.
towers.
I mean, to some extent,
Yeah.
we could just call him Winter, and then that works out great.
Winter's coming. Oh yeah.
Winnoff is probably winter in Draconic.
So let's see here. We have Iskra, Alcuin. You just heard them kind of go off downstairs, and what Sonder had said of things going crazy. Whenever you hear Renan at your side say those things too, and you hear the
I too look up to see.
yeah, you can hear the wings beating as rising up over the edges of the vault of sages before like swooping
shit.
down towards the
That was
ship.
fast.
I mean, it's not there. He wasn't terribly far. The city's not that huge. I mean, it's a big city, but it's not that big. The large form of Winoth, the dragon.
Knew it.
Called it. As you guys are standing there on the deck of the ship. Get our camera view a little better.
Do we feel like the dragon like land on the ship? Like,
Well, hold on.
oh, sorry.
We'll get there.
It's like a scene out of Skyrim.
Yeah. So the ship kind of just the dragon just kind of swoops down across the entrance and comes down for a landing right at the edge. There we go.
You hear the Skyrim music and you're looking around like, where is it?
Yeah,
Damn
right.
boss battles. This is an oddly convenient set of healing items.
Exactly. So as the dragon flies in, you just hear it's like comes down and lands, and like breathes out, kind of roars out, and on the top you see we'll put him down here as Gabriel, who is riding on the saddle, like just behind his neck, kind of looks. He like looks around at the deck of the ship, and one of the soldiers that is there with you guys comes up to him. He's like, "Lord Gabriel, we've uncovered a plot against us." Oh, he like gets down. You can see the dragon kind of leans down. Let me put something a little less, whatever that is. It kind of crouches down and lets him get off, and just kind of like starts looking about the ship. Gabriel looks over to you. Iskra, it's good to see you. So you have some friends. What's going on?
What your man says is true. There is a plot against you. I've come here to warn you.
Oh,
Yes, it's Amaranth doing all of this. The rebellion outside. Trelana told me that Amaranth had a vision. She said she looked into your heart and that you were going to stand against the Empire. They wanted to use me to get close to you and catch you unaware. I refused. And now all of this is going on. The idea was to kill you, and you would die valiantly fighting the rebels. But they are no rebels. They work for Amaranth.
well, perhaps some of them did. There's quite a few that are no longer in her service. And you see Winoth as he kind of looks over at you guys. Just kind of, you see this like small reptilian grin as like parts of his teeth kind of show. And the dragon kind of nods slowly. Yes, indeed they were quite delicious. And
Trying to maintain my composure.
Gabriel's like pats the side of the dragon. So you say this is Amaranth's doing, huh? His eyes kind of narrow at you. Make a deception check for me.
You know I wouldn't lie to you.
Try to go for a little bit of advantage there.
Yeah.
It's fine. Go for it. He's kind of has a weakness for you anyway, so.
With everything we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, whew. Advantage saves the day again. 18.
18. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Roll initiative.
No,
Please
do not
no.
do that.
Please no. Please no. Where is Gabriel? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. He looks to you. And what proof, aside from your word, do you have of this?
We captured
Oh, shit.
Trelana. She told me of the plan. Of course, thinking that I would help her. But after everything we discussed, I couldn't go through with it.
Kind of looks around at the deck of the ship. Unfortunately, we can't do much with getting away. But if this is true, then perhaps we can beat her at her own game. She is not expecting us to know of this treason, I'm assuming?
We did have to fight our way out of the Vault of Sages. But
Where
she
is
still might not be alerted.
Where is your old master now?
Some of your men took her down to the hold.
He looks over at Winoth. Winoth kind of like looks around and then indeed I do smell her blood close. I knew I wasn't done feeding this night. Gabriel kind of like, if she is downstairs, old friend, then indeed you will feed yourself on another wizard. Come on, let us go downstairs. I want to see this for myself.
I'm gonna immediately spies murmur. Be like,
Well, hold on. So before the dragon landed,
Yeah.
what I wanted to ask is Sonder if he could use water to clean the blood off my whip and maybe his weapon as well.
I mean,
Um,
I will say, you do have guards that are still have their clothes on, and you can wipe
Bleach
stuff.
it out.
Well, no, I would say you can still wipe your stuff on something else.
okay, fair. And then Kindred, I'm doing this in Spice Murmur. Do you have a spell to make
Make
me
yourself.
sleep or knock me out? I will accept it willingly.
It's
No, but
probably at this point that you feel the ship kind of lurch a little beneath you, and you can feel you can hear the wooden timbers kind of like buckle and creak.
Can I go for can I do that to him?
Do what?
Knock me out.
Knock him out?
But why? What is your plan?
That I am not involved with you.
I'm gonna come over the spy's murmur. Kindred, I had to blame you. He asked for proof. Dragon and Lord Frostborn incoming.
Can you turn yourself into one of the guards?
No.
No.
Maybe Misty step out.
Do that. I'd be out in the open with a dragon. At least this way he's in close quarters. But I don't know.
Okay.
Perhaps if we can get Winoff inside of a smaller space, he cannot turn into a dragon. They can fight him then. I don't know.
All right. So while that is happening, Iskra, the dragon kind of like moves over to the ship and just kind of puts its snout in down towards one of the stairwells, and you can just hear him take a deep breath, like he's just like breathing in as much as he can, and loudly into the ship. Everybody inside hears the dragon's voice. Oh, little wizard, I'm going to enjoy hunting you.
Oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, we're
Oh,
gonna
goodness.
switch around again with all of the multiple arcs that we have going on in the moment. Galil.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you submerge yourself beneath the. Well, I was gonna say beneath the waves, but it's not really beneath the waves. Beneath the surface of the slimy substance, and as you come back out, it just like it doesn't quite run off you. It just kind of like pools. It's like emerging from like viscous jello. It just kind of like as you pull yourself out again. But you
So
find
it looks like a raunchy L'Oreal commercial.
if L'Oreal was bathing in hand
Maybe like a
sanitizer.
Weird
it's
Lady
basically
Gaga
like
video.
it's like that like slimy, not quite gel, but
Good news about this: Khalil will never catch the Rona.
confirmed. So let's calm that down a little bit.
I'm not ready to fight right now.
Okay. That viscous liquid kind of clings to you, and you can feel the warmth just covering your body. Just, and your body starts to shake, almost as if you are cold. It's like your whole body has that feeling of like when your hand is asleep or your arm is asleep, it just tingles from head to toe. And in that moment, you take a deep breath and you kind of just fall back and onto the surface, laying on your back and looking up at the roof of the cavern. You see what looks like almost like lichen, the kind that glows in the dark, like moss that covers the rooftops of this cave. Several little pinpricks of it, brighter than others. It reminds you of staring at the night sky. An open sky filled with stars. And as you are laying there, floating in this liquid, kind of look around and you realize that you are floating amongst the stars. Vast, infinite as far as you can see in all directions. You lift yourself up and find that you are standing on the surface of a mirror-like water. Its surface unbroken by your footsteps. Khalil? hear the voice of Afriel. Khalil, is that you?
Yeah.
You turn to the source of the voice that's behind you, and you see Afriel there, clothed in strange robes wrapped around his body, and he's older, bearded, scarred.
What happened to you?
I could ask you the same question. Where did you go?
What do you mean, where did I go?
It's been so very long since I have seen you. Is this even possible? We were told you died.
Where is everyone?
Everyone's dead. Long dead. The war's been over for hundreds of years. What do you remember last?
Amaranth. Taking me to a pool.
The assault on Silvery Moon?
Yeah.
The city was lost.
How?
I never found out. I lost contact with all of you there. I couldn't sense any of you. And when we finally sent people to go, the city was a crater. There wasn't anything left.
Not even Aelin?
He became what he was meant to become. I don't understand. He moves towards you and reaches out to touch you and continues past you and through you, dissolving into mist. And it feels like you've seen a ghost. And you are left there standing amongst the stars. Khalil, is that you? This time the voice comes from behind you. And you turn again and you see Afriel as you had seen him last. Younger. Sitting on a throne. He gets up slowly. What is happening?
I have no idea right now. What?
Where are we? Why am I... He fully gets up seeing where he was seated. Where he was seated on...
Yay, English!
Where he was seated on the throne and was like, what is that? And he kind of moves closer to you. Where are we?
I have no idea, but I was just talking to you.
You see as he looks at you and his form kind of shifts and shimmers, and for a moment you see an older Afriel, the one that he had seen before, and then a moment later you see a child once again. And then you see him as he is in his middle age. I have an idea. He extends a hand out to you. As you take his hand,
yeah,
you feel this searing pain go through your entire body, and white light just flashes in front of you. And once again, you're out and amongst the stars, and he is gone. Now you hear a woman's voice. Kalia, my grandson. It is time for you to help guide my child. Do you accept this responsibility?
Yes.
The stars shift and spin beneath you, and you see that you are floating or standing above a sphere of blues and greens. Swirls of clouds move in bands beneath your feet. You've seen what looks like you've seen the forms of land beneath your feet before. Different, though, as you seem to be seeing them from a great height. A light catches you from your left, and you kind of look, and you can see the moon coming up over the horizon. Bright, shining. And another flash goes to your right, and you look that direction, or, right, left. Just nod. just go with it, You look.
Yay, solar eclipse.
You look in that direction as well, and you see the sun peeking up over the horizon, a constant dawn.
What is going on here?
I think we are connected. You hear the voice of Afra at your side.
Where are you?
I am in the city of Atet. We are out over the Sea of Stars at the moment. But I was told when I was asleep for that span of time that I would find someone who would speak for me on my behalf to the people. I think that's going to be you. I know this is strange and I'm not exactly sure how this works. But
You and me both.
what do you want to see? You have a gift of sight. And in a single moment, you can see a gift of sight into the possible. A gift of sight into the moment. Or a gift of sight into the past. Which do you choose?
The moment.
You can see the planet beneath you rush closer towards you. You seem to be falling towards it, but you sense no movement, but you can see closer to you. What do you want to see?
How is everyone? Where? Why? Just what's all happening to them?
Who do you want to see?
I really want to see Boricor. Not Boricor. Wow. Bolivar. Wow.
The land,
Yay, ADD.
the land beneath you flies forward, and you feel nothing, but you see it rushing towards you. You wish to see Bolivar? Here he is. And your sight takes you to a snow-filled area. You can see far to the north, and you, for a brief moment, get a glimpse of the country side that you live in. Make a perception check for me.
19 plus 6.
19 plus 6. In that moment, you recognize the northern section, the northern reaches of Faerun. And you can see the coastline, the Sword Coast, and to the north of it, as you kind of fly towards it, you recognize these like basic landmasses, but you've never seen them from this kind of Google Maps Earth style,
Satellite version.
satellite, going down style view. And it's strange, but you recognize some of the landmasses. And where it takes you, it is night, and you can see a small village in an alpine forest surrounded by snow. And you feel the touch of your feet hitting ground. And you stand before a small cabin.
I'm going to try and reach.
You reach for the door.
Mm-hmm.
You reach for the door, and you feel icy cold of the metal beneath your fingers.
This is weird. I open the door.
You move to open the door, and your hand passes through the door, and your body flies through the wall and into the cabin itself. You see a small fire set into a small hearth. A small ramshackle bed made of chopped wood, like harshly carved wood, lined with furs. You can see that there is a figure that sleeps beneath the furs. It stirs for a moment and immediately sits upwards, a dagger in hand. And you see the face of Borivar, a man whom you've not seen in ages, it feels like. He looks at you, but through you. He kind of looks around. Lays back down slowly. His vision still facing in your direction, but not seeing you. Your sight pulls back. You fly back out till you're back where you were amongst the stars over the planet. You hear Afriel's voice. Beware this new gift. This is a blessing of light, but it can quickly become a curse of darkness. Not all is always meant to be seen. But you have a guide. A gift. You can see through the stars as you look up, and the stars pan downwards. You see one of these, a constellation, just flash for a moment, and you see it form the shape of a griffin, small griffin, and it moves, moves itself to where it falls and lands at your feet in front of you. A strange astral body made of light and stars. It forms itself and shifts, the wings folding up against its body. And in that moment, You don't see Finn. You see a furred body instead of feathers. Where once there was a beak, you see a striped face. The wings ruffle. And you see that where once initially it looked like this astral version of a griffin has changed into that of a proud feline. A familiar shape and pattern of stripes. The wings stretch out. And you hear the loud purring sound as the head nuzzles against your leg.
I go down just to hug him. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I know.
You know.
I'm already tearing up right now, so.
Oreo pulls back. It has been some time. But you are not to be left alone. I am with you. I have always been with you. The stars around you kind of start spinning faster and faster. You hear Afriel's voice in your head. You are the voice now. This people will speak to you, will hear you, and you in turn will hear me, and through you, they will hear me. Take the gift. This gift is yours. Guard it. This life is precious, and it is returned to you. Your eyes kind of close for a second, and you can feel yourself floating there on that pool once again. You stand up, seeing the bone-lined pool. Amaranth is gone. There, sitting at the edge of the pool, sitting, waiting, tail wrapped around his paws, you see a winged Oreo, still shimmering and glowing with like the fading of light. And you look down at your reflection in the liquid surface around you, and you can see for a moment that your eyes are silver, pupilless, shining with light. Over the back of your head, you can see a feathered halo that shimmers and dissipates. You hear just the last of a fading voice of Afriel in the back of your mind. I give this gift to all of you. But now, your friends are in danger. Our friends are in danger. Fly like the wind, Galil. I am at your back. Meanwhile, go ahead.
I just start getting out, putting my clothes on as fast as I can, and booking it.
Okay. You can see Oreo there coming up at your side, kind of like prowling back and forth as you get ready. His eyes look staring off into the darkness of the dungeon from which you guys had come. Here we go. You guys take off into the darkness, running towards the entrance of the dungeon. Each of you feels for a moment in the panic of those of you on the deck of the ship at the moment. You watching this giant dragon like getting ready. You know that feeling whenever you, I guess, kind of like mixture of when you just brush your teeth versus like when you eat really minty gum, and that's like that really like you breathe in and it just
Oh, it
feels,
feels Jews 5 gum.
huh?
Like crisp.
Yeah, that
Yes.
real crisp feeling.
Yeah.
You take that breath and you feel chilled to your cores for a moment. As
Menthol.
Yeah.
It's
All
so far.
all of you level up.
What? Yes. Woo.
So you guys get to level up to 10.
Nice.
All of you in this moment.
Let's do it.
Like right
quickly
now,
do
right
that.
now?
Like right
Right
now,
now,
right
right
now,
now.
like right
I'm
now.
right
Oh
now.
my god.
Yeah.
So,
I think we're gonna need it, by the way.
Oh god, please give me spell slots.
everything is reset for this moment.
Okay, how do I do this?
Yeah, how do you? Oh, manage levels.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes,
Yes.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
you can see.
Health is
um,
reset too.
Yes, the dragon that is there prowling at the entrance of
Wow.
the walkway. It just kind of like goes back and forth, and in a swirl of energy and light, you can see like this crackling black smoky tendrily magic that kind of wraps itself around its body as he slowly comes back down into the large dragonborn form. Gabriel at his side looks back over at Iskra. Well, shall we go hunt ourselves a wizard then?
Let's.
All right. So, currently downstairs in the lower decks, Sonder, Soul, Kindred, what are you guys doing?
I am.
So do I get to change any of my spells out or no?
No.
Okay.
No, you do not. But you
Just
do get to
reset.
level up. It gets refreshes everything.
Okay.
How does the hit points thing work? Does it do it automatically?
Yeah.
Mine did it automatically.
Okay.
Are
Looking
we able to
around-
prepare a new spell with it? Like if it
If you
gives
learned a new
if
spell
you leveled
at
up.
level 10.
I
Yeah.
would say right now probably not, just so that you don't have to worry about spending time. You can pick it in a minute. I mean, if you have something in mind already, I just don't want you to be bogged down like going through a spell list being like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with Renan being a cleric, it is kind of more of a divine, gift.
So, are you able to turn into one of the girls now?
Well, you don't know. You mean technically, it's
No.
not like you guys know that each other leveled up or anything,
Right.
But you just
Yeah.
feel a
Oh.
refreshing. Each of you feels
Oh,
that
that's okay.
refreshing, And it was strange because 1 minute you're breathing normal, and then that next inhalation is like you breathe in something cold and crisp, and when you exhale again, you just have that cold shiver.
a second wind.
A second wind, as it were.
Nice.
So looking around in my panic, does it look like the hatch door for the dragon to come up? Is that where we're at?
No, you just heard the rumbling words echoing through the bowels, the insides of the ship, the bowels of the ship. but he is still like you're on the 4th floor basically, and he is on the upper one.
The top. Yeah, but panicking in case he like flies. But the deck where we saw him fly out of, that's not where we're at, is it?
Yes.
That is where we're at.
Yeah, you're on the lower deck, on the 4th deck.
Okay. Panicking.
And also, you don't
panicking.
know where. Like, I mean, you haven't seen it. Soul has seen it, but at the moment, Soul's the only one who has seen that room. Or Noel's.
Oh, but
Nice.
we just
And,
saw him come out of it though.
Right, you saw him come out of it.
So I know that it's big enough and it opens somewhat,
Yeah.
but I don't know what's in it. But panicking, looking at the others, I'm going to look at my surroundings. Are the others coming? What's going on up there? Asking Sonder.
Yeah, it looks like they're maybe coming down.
Okay.
I know that Winoff and Gabriel are coming. Iskra, do you know if
Oh, go ahead.
what path are they taking down? What path are you taking down?
I'm just gonna say like one word answers to try to describe
Mhm.
where I'm going, so I'm not spending too much time like
Too
in
much
my
time
own
meant-
thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm going to touch Kindred real quick and tell him, best of luck to you. May the spirits guide you. And I give him resistance. Lasts up to a minute. He can make a extra D4 roll on a saving throw,
Nice.
just in
He's
case.
He's gonna need it.
Okay.
Are you able to turn into smoke and like fly away? I think I've seen you doing that before.
Teleport.
Just going through my bag, looking through
Iskra,
everything.
you guys get to the 1st floor. You can see that the Dragonborn just kind of like sniffing the air. Down below, they're on the lower deck. Gabriel,
First floor. Don't think I can distract them.
Gabriel like grabs a sword in one hand and a dagger in the other. He's like, looks over at you, Iskra, as they make their way towards the far side of this deck where the stairs go down. So you still have to cross this deck before you go down. He looks over at you and is like, I'm glad you came to your senses. I knew we would make a good team.
Sonder, what if we get into the remnants of my entanglement and pretend like we were trapped in it?
Kindred will still be in danger.
So I'm going to go through like all if there's any cargo things or anything, that I'm just going to start going through everything to see what's available around.
Where
If there's any.
they're like in the, okay, so you're still in the hallway unless you ducked into one of the rooms.
I'll open a door
Okay.
just to see like if there's anything we could use, or
You
Yeah,
trying to get a clear.
I'm gonna open
idea
a
of
door
what's
as
around
well.
me.
all right?
See
you
if
guys
there's a
open-
window looking out.
All right, you guys open 2 separate doors. Is one on the left or one on the right? Which one are you? Who's taking what?
I'll take the right.
I'll take left.
Okay. So, make perception checks, both of you, as you enter into your rooms.
Okay.
$15.
15.
Uh,
Sorry.
23.
23. Kindred, you enter into the room, and this is like a small storage room. You can see several barrels that are like stacked up against the walls and wrapped in a net to kind of keep them from like rolling around. On the far side of the wall from where you're standing is a porthole that's probably about like 1.5 feet wide.
Okay. Immediately, what's cut the net? What's in the barrels?
Okay, it would take you a little bit of time to like get through. This is like heavy netting, and the barrels are all nailed shut.
Fuck.
So like you can start cutting at the netting, but looking at the barrels themselves, they are probably about almost 5.5 feet tall and probably almost 3 feet around. They're not small barrels; they're large barrels of something.
And there's no like TNT labeled on the side of them or anything.
No, there is no T. With that perception check, you do see that none of them seem to be marked for anything. Sonder, you open the room and it's into what looks like a small a berth. Like there's a couple of like hanging hammocks that are stretched across the room, but currently there's nobody inside of it.
Fuck. Do I see any windows?
No, this room leads this is in the center of the ship.
What if we, what if you take you out one way as they're coming down the other?
Iskra, you have now gotten to the stairs and you're
Okay.
heading down to the second deck.
Before we go down to
Here's-
the second deck, I want to say to them, we should be thorough. My former mistress is a wily one.
Oh, don't worry. I don't intend to end her so quickly. I have to give Wynoth a little bit of sport. He does love a good chase.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna try something too. So
You guys start descending
I'm-
into the second deck.
Okay,
I'm
what-
going
second
to
deck.
make myself spin a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get myself really dizzy, and then go up to meet them as they're coming down. So that
You
I'm
move-
stumbling
You go
and
back towards the stairs.
Yeah.
And head that direction. Okay, so Kindred, Sonder, you guys are still in the bottom deck. In your
I,
rooms.
in my
It's just-
panic, I go back to the hallway and I dig in my bag, pull up my last 2 flasks of oil, hand one to Sonder, and say, "Shall we just make a barrier or a fire or trap or something?" As I uncork it, and the hallway.
I'm sorry, real quick, Kindred. I
Mhm.
just remembered something. Before I did that spinny thingy, I'm gonna say, I almost forgot I still have this, and I take out that golden thing you gave me to hold on to, and I give it to Sonder, and then I do the spinny thing, and then go
The
up.
golden thing.
The Sun Elf statue.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So,
So, in an area in the hallway where it's cramped, I'm just gonna douse the oil and then throw
The
a rug over it. Is there like some sort of cloth or something I can just kind of throw over?
there's hammocks in the other room. Use that as burning material.
Okay, I'll just throw one over it, and I mean it's not really a well hidden trap, but it's there.
Aaron.
Yeah.
The ship, is it like a way that we can go in one A and not the other as they're coming in, or is it one in one A, in one way in one way out? How does that work?
In the way this particular ship is designed, they are, there are one way in and one way out, but they are usually located side by side. So like on one side of the ship and then one on the other side. You know, so if you were to look at this map, right, you see how there's 2 ways. They're on the same. They're like right next to each other over here. There's 2 stairs that go down to the next deck.
Yeah.
So the next set of stairs is at the far side of the ship that way on that lower deck, and you go down there. Most of the
thing Soul came out of,
yeah,
Into it.
there are most
or
of
Soul
the
got into.
yeah, there are most of the staircases that are doubled are going to be kind of close to each other. They're not like on opposite sides of the ship. It's not like these ships weren't originally by design, you know, warships or anything. So
Yeah. Kindred, if you can, we can either blow a hole in the side of the ship, or see if we can get out by hiding and then heading back out If we can get past them somehow without them seeing you.
Well, we have like windows, right, that we can see out of.
The porthole
Yeah.
that was in that one room.
And
Can you use firebolt?
well,
Firebolt.
in worst case scenario, I can grab you as long as I see where I'm going. I can teleport us out of here, and we can run like hell, if
It's-
that's okay.
Iskra, you guys get to the stairs leading down to the third deck. You can see that Winoth takes out this large, like, it almost looks like chipped and beaten shale, but it's like iron as it pulls out of the scabbard. And there's like curved, wicked looking, like, looks like it was hammered metal. He's like, we're getting closer. You can see as he walks along the ship hallway, he kind of drags a clawed hand and it just starts like tearing at the wood. Not like a lot, but just enough to like it creates those little like wood spindles, as it just kind of like tears this like clawed hand line as you make your way down to the third level of the ship.
Freddy Cougar.
Yeah.
So
Third deck, very
Sander, why don't-
scary.
Okay.
Why don't you douse your oil too, and we'll just set a trap. We'll tell the others to stand back. That way, they're not caught in the fire.
Sounds good. I have another plan.
What?
Once you light the fire, and I hand you my owl statuette, look out the porthole and get yourself out of here.
I can't leave y'all. I did it once, and I'm not doing it again. We're stuck here. So pull your oil out and let's get ready.
Okay.
As-
Soul,
wait for the others.
Soul, you get to the top, that third deck, and just in time to see Iskra and Winoth and Gabriel coming down the hall. You can see Winoth kind of goes down. His head kind of goes down, his shoulders go up.
I'm
Who are you?
So I'm gonna be like stumbling as I'm coming up the stairs. I'm hitting the walls, and then because I made myself purposefully really dizzy, and then I want to. Well, I probably can't help it. I'm gonna like collapse on the ground.
Make a Constitution check. No, if you're wanting to fall on the ground, fall on the ground. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right.
Yeah.
Performance, maybe?
What is Iskra calling herself?
I'm
Is it
Just
Iskra?
going with Iskra.
Okay. And I'm gonna try speaking. I'm sorry, Iskra. I feel dizzy. She has magic. I do not understand.
He's a shaman, but loyal to us.
Gabriel looks between Iskra and Soul. Are you with this? Are you with us?
I am on the floor, but I will join when I can.
Nicely phrased. Nicely phrased. Go ahead and go ahead and make a performance check for this, just because you are, hamming it up some.
I mean,
So whenever they are going down,
Yeah.
can I stay on the deck?
Are
Up top?
you're staying on the deck on top?
Yes.
Sure.
could I get advantage on this since I'm not technically lying?
I mean, no.
Okay.
That's why I said performance, not deception.
Clearly, he's been bamboozled by Trelana.
Bamboozled.
Oh, I got a natural 20, but I also have a -1 modifier, so 19.
Okay.
Well, still natural 20.
Higher than his insight check was. So he kind of looks over at you. Get up off the floor, filthy beast, and he kind of walks past you.
So, Sonder, did you
my.
tell the others to
I
stand
shower.
back?
No, but they will now. And I'll let them know that we're going to burn the fourth floor with oil and
You guys-
fire.
You get that message, Iskra, just as you guys are reaching the steps leading down to the fourth floor.
Well, we're here.
You guys, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, oh god, I'm freaking out myself. All right, so Iskra, you send off the message. Well, we're here. Right as Kidyard and Sonder, you guys can hear the footsteps coming down the steps from around the corner from where you guys are at.
So it's like, go ahead.
No, go
When
ahead.
he
No
gets
worries.
started on
So it's the
actual
hallway, and then after the hallway, it's like those rooms, right?
So you're in the hallway, like to the left or right. There's a couple of those rooms, right? Towards the back of the ship is where the stairs that lead to the fourth deck are. So like unbeknownst to you, that wall that's like in front of those stairs, that's where the hold is. That's the back of the ship. So you guys
gonna
are
run
like
that
around
way.
the corner because you were headed towards the front end of the ship on the lower deck. So your trap then would be, if you're doing it in that hallway where you guys were at, basically, it's
Well, I want to do it like enough ways back that he's not right at us. When
Yeah.
right. Well,
so
that's-
like if,
so you're wanting it further back towards the front of the ship then.
yeah, towards the stairs.
The stairs
That
are on
way
the
in
back of the
case-
ship.
So he's coming down the stairs.
Yes, they're at the
Oh,
stairs.
so it'd be right there with us.
Yes.
Okay, so I would do it right at the bottom of the stairs because I thought it was backwards. And okay, and then trying to get back away from it, bringing Sonder with me. There's not like a little dart around where I could like not be in view when he comes right down the stairs?
No, not in this long hallway. You'd have to duck into one of those side rooms.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll duck in there and then I'll summon Mal's to keep track to let me know when he's at the bottom, and I'll just gonna like turn and firebolt at the oil as soon as Mal's tells me that he's there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say aloud, I'll be surprised if Trelana hasn't tried to escape somehow with her magic by now, like being like really intentional to try to get the
Then it
people
wouldn't-
downstairs to hear me.
When Kindred does fireball, I'm going to say fireball. Incoming.
All right. So you hear the creaking of the steps as you guys run, or not run down, as they're coming down the steps, and you judge this is the time, and you fire off the firebolt. Go ahead.
Just squeezing Saunders' hand like death grip.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
And then you have to yell out, "Fireball!"
Are you doing fireball or firebolt?
Bolt.
Oh,
Oh, bolt.
Okay.
Firebolt!
You can save spells for so 24.
24. All right. Good enough. The firebolt flies down the hallway, striking the patch on the ground where you had set off some of the oil. It immediately starts, and it like does one of those like horrifying kitchen fire, like brief burst of fire. Not really an explosion, but just a ball of fire that goes out. And in that moment, those of you on the staircase, Gabriel stands in front of you, Iskra, as he kind of puts a hand up to protect you. As the fire kind of like rolls up the staircase, Winoth just continues to walk right through. You can one of the last things that you see is the fire just kind of consume him for that brief moment as he just kind of walks down through it. And Gabriel puts up like his robed arm to kind of shield the both of you from the little brief ball of fire as it goes up the staircase. Aliquin, you hear from down below the little. Renan, are you with Iskra and them, or did you stay up on the deck with Aliquin?
Guess I'm with Iskra and them, and would I be able, given the fact that he said firebolt incoming, to have like used my wings to push myself backwards?
You could if you were like basically behind Iskra. It's not like it's the hallway's getting engulfed in fire. It's just like a brief, when you put too much gasoline on a fire, it just kind of does that real brief like. So it's like one of those that just kind of the fire rolls up the top of this this stairwell. So I just wanted to make sure that you were there too. I mean, you can definitely kind of block and protect yourself from that. No big deal at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I'm just gonna essentially, rather than beating my wings and flinging myself backwards, I'm just gonna beat my wings to kind of stop the fire that was coming towards me.
All right, it was like beat your wings once and just kind of like the fire just kind of gets pushed and dissipated really quickly.
Yeah.
Galil, you're running up the stairs. At your side, like keeping up with pace. You get to the main hall entryway and are there in time to see a small group of like 4 or 5 people running in through the doors of the Vault of Sages. In front of them.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I want to see if I can notice if I recognize any of them.
Make a perception check for me real quick.
$15.
Nice. All right. You don't recognize any of the faces. 2 of the people, one is an older, well, she looks older, an elven woman with braided hair, braided white hair that's like pulled back. At her side, she carries a hilt of a sword that's exuding this bright yellow beam of light that just kind of burns like a intense flame. At her side is a another human male that also has one of these blades, and behind them you see 2 strangely robed individuals. They look like they just rolled out of the swamp. They're just kind of the parts of them have like mud and things. The elven woman comes up to you and like brings her saber up as if she's about to attack, and then she stops. She goes, You're not with the Empire, are you?"
By no means, no.
"I did not sense it. My name is Thalu. We're here chasing that dragon."
I think I may know where that dragon is.
"Then lead on. We shall follow." And you guys head off down the hallway towards the courtyard, and that is where we're gonna pick up on next Tuesday.
Oh goodness.
A dramatic conclusion and a dramatic 100th episode. Yes.
Nice. Was well done.
Well done, guys. That was pretty freaking amazing.
It's Thalu, right?
Thalu, yes. Thalu. So, next week, I will send you guys a layout of the ship. Not that at this point it's going to matter much, but at least you'll have more of a visual than what you had before. And we will pick up on this drama on our 100th session.
So we have to make the map realistic. Once you draw it out and it's on camera, light it on fire.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. I'll just do that. That's fine. What could possibly go wrong with that? So,
It's fine.
thank you guys for chilling with us on session 99. Congratulations to everybody who just leveled up to level 10.
Yay!
That was a lot more fun than I thought it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be fun and exciting, but that turned out way better than I could have hoped.
Holy smokes.
So tune in tomorrow evening. We'll have our, hopefully all goes well, we'll have our reunion episode where we kind of go back and cover. Let's calm this down a minute because I'm like giving myself an anxiety attack over here. Like, oh, this is perfect. As tomorrow night we have our reunion episode with the old crew of the brigade and kind of go over our characters and the journey that brought us up to this point. And yeah, as our path to the 100th continues, join us on Lord Dumplings. That is like my new favorite thing to say. All right. Well, guys, have a good night and be safe, make good choices, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Everyone.